Is it possible that consuming artificial sweeteners make you fat? Well, considering they have next to no calories, or perhaps 5 calories in a can of pop, you would have to drink 700 extra cans of Diet Pepsi in order to gain 1 pound of fat. And so I'm sure we can all agree that artificial sweeteners on their own, they can make you gain weight. But what he's arguing is that it causes you to eat more.
What's going on YouTube, TR Fit fam? Y'all know what time it is. Coming with another video. Want to do a review on a video by Coach Greg Doucette. Very knowledgeable guy, respectable guy, former bodybuilder. He talks a lot about PDs and drug use within the bodybuilding field of fitness. He also talks a lot about natty or nots, people calling people out on their BS, which today it's needed because you have so many people that are coming in the field of this fitness thing, this thing we call the fitness influencers and things of that nature, coming in and taking over with little to no knowledge and really just trying to capitalize on the selling side of fitness rather than really helping people out. So, like I said, I respect the guy for that, and I actually enjoy a lot of his videos because of that, because he actually has a lot of content and a lot of good insight on it. But he brought up someone who's been on my radar as well by the name of Paul Saladino, who is also very knowledgeable, former doctor. Well, not former doctor, he's a doctor, but he gave up. I could be wrong, but I believe, I was trying to find a video to back up what I'm saying, but he stopped practicing medicine because it was contradicting a lot of the things that he believes to be actually beneficial for people in their health and how they should actually eat. He does the animal-based diet, which the animal-based diet is a lot of protein, steak, red meat, pretty much what I've been doing for the most part too as well. The carnivore diet, pretty much. But he does do fruits as well, no vegetables. So the point of me doing this video is to kind of touch base on both sides and kind of like help people read between the lines between the things that both are really saying too as well. So let's kind of get right to it.
The sweetness doesn't match the amount of carbohydrates your body is expecting from these food and drinks. This confuses your body and leads to insulin resistance.
And so why do I think that Paul Saladino is worse than the Liver King?
For those that do not know who the Liver King is, dude been all over the internet, big swole dude, pretty much lied about his use for steroids, and he's kind of been one of the upfront guys of this carnivore lifestyle, as well as he has a supplement line that goes along with it too as well. Let's get to it. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
He's worse than the Liver King. In case you don't know who this guy is, well, he was Liver King's partner. That's right, partners in crime. And so what is Paul Saladino all about? Well, unlike his name, Saladino, he doesn't eat salads, guys, carnivore, and so he's a meat eater. He's like the Liver King. And so he partnered up with the Liver King and thought, oh yeah, this guy, he's clearly 100% natural. No way is this guy on PEDs.
I had my doubts that he was free of PEDs like so many of you, but on multiple occasions when I challenged him with this, I was told that the answer is no.
Regardless of that, that's okay. This is not what the video's about. Well, Paul Saladino says artificial sweeteners, horror, awful. And he says, I have proof. I found a study. Yeah, one study which wasn't even set out to see the effects of artificial sweeteners on weight loss. It wasn't even about that. And so of the thousands and thousands of studies, he finds the one study to prove his point. Problem is, I have meta-analysis and various other studies to say the exact opposite.
Artificial sweeteners are making you fat.
Perhaps he's friends with Bar K. Artificial sweeteners have negligible calories. Think of that diet pop that you drank. 5 calories. And so are those packs of Splenda, aspartame, sweeteners, and so on, are they ruining your physique? Are they making you fat? And to make sure we're all on the same page, as I don't know if you're new to this, to gain fat, you need to be in a calorie surplus. That means you need to take in more calories than you burn off. And to gain 1 pound of fat, it requires 3,500 extra calories.
Real quick, so that's one thing that is when it comes down to the carnivore lifestyle, people, their first, I guess, sell, if they're just talking about not necessarily the health benefits, if they're talking and trying to sell people on doing the carnivore lifestyle, the first thing they say is you can get rid of the calories in, calories out, which with the carnivore diet is true. That doesn't disprove that calories in versus calories out doesn't work. Like I said, I've been doing this for a little while now. And like I said, I believe both of these guys too. So Coach Greg is 2021, so I think he's about 47 years old now. And Paul, I believe, is 45 years old now, if I'm not mistaken. So once again, these guys aren't just coming up out of nowhere and popping up and saying all of this information just because they feel like talking and it's a hot thing, it's a new thing. Paul Saladino's been doing this for a very long time before this was even a trend. This whole carnivore lifestyle is even a trend. And Coach Greg has been eating his way like he's a bodybuilder. He's been doing it for a very long time. It takes a long time to put on a lot of muscle, the right way at least. Whether you're doing drugs or not, it still takes hard work, it still takes discipline, it still takes so on and so forth. I think I get my point. But my point is, I think that's the I guess the confrontation between the conversations. One is extreme. Carnivores, majority of people that do carnivore are very, very extreme, and they're saying just get rid of this, get it out of your system, which isn't a bad way of operating when it comes down to getting in shape and taking full advantage of what your body should be consuming. But on the other side, someone like Coach Greg, calories in, calories out is the focus. It's more about just managing and maintaining and doing it the right way. So having to be like more consistent and actually pay attention to what's going in rather than just only doing this. It's okay, you can eat this, you just gotta do it in moderation. So.
And so is it possible that consuming artificial sweeteners make you fat? Well, considering they have next to no calories, or perhaps 5 calories in a can of pop, you'd have to drink 700 extra cans of Diet Pepsi in order to gain 1 pound of fat. And so I'm sure we can all agree that artificial sweeteners on their own, they can make you gain weight. But what he's arguing is that it causes you to eat more. That if you consume artificial sweeteners, it's somehow going to trigger some bodily response, making you want to eat more. Perhaps increases ghrelin, you get hungrier, you taste the sweetness, and you just want to eat more of it.
How is this possible? I thought artificial sweeteners had no calories.
Exactly, you answered it yourself. The video could have been over. Hey, Mythbusters, artificial sweeteners don't make you fat. Yay, thanks, Mr. Saladino.
As you can see from this study, when you consume food or drinks that contain both, the sweetness doesn't match the amount of carbohydrates your body is expecting from these food and drinks.
And in comparison to that one study, a meta-analysis of 51 studies showed low-calorie sweeteners to reduce calorie intake by an average of 225 to 312 calories a day. I dropped the mic, but it costs a fortune. I don't want to break it.
Those statistics only proved one side of the argument. Let's keep on, let's finish it.
And so instead of dropping the mic, I'm going to drop my freaking cookbook.
There it is.
Which is loaded with recipes that actually contain artificial sweeteners. Not all of them, but of course, several of them have artificial sweeteners in the recipe.
With these two guys, I'm confident they're not going to try to spill anything that can haunt them in the long run, whether it comes down of telling the truth or telling a lie. But when you listen to people, you have to follow the money. What do I mean by follow the money? People are going to push the narratives or whatever they're trying to sell in some form or fashion. I'll use myself, for example. You go through my page, you'll hear me talk about resistance training a lot. Hear me talk about it very, very frequently. Why? I'm the owner of a gym that uses resistance bands consistently, and as well, that same resistance bands that we use called the total resistance, a one-size-fits-all harness that allows you to add resistance to your training, you can replace your gym with it. So you're going to hear me talk about it very often, very frequently, and use that as a fallback, or really just kind of encourage people to use it. Not because it's not a good product or not because I'm just trying to sell you, but I actually do believe in it. It aligns with my values and my morals because I believe every single person in the world should get in shape, should work out, but everybody doesn't like going to the gym. So I'm going to push replacing or adding or using something that can be used right at home and get you in shape as if you were in the gym. On top of that, why do I know this? Because I've done it myself. I've stepped away from the gym, went 90 days, stepped away from the gym, and only used resistance bands to see if I would maintain, use my strength. And I have another video that goes over that too as well. But I've done it, so I'm not just talking about it. I'm going over things that I actually tried and actually done to prove. Now, and like I said, not to get long-winded, because I do want to stay on topic, Greg Doucette just recently did a video saying how influencers will sell you something but never did it themselves. So for example, they'll sell you a workout program, an at-home workout program, to say look like them. When in reality, they didn't do that to look like them. You see what I'm saying? How that just isn't morally right and shouldn't sit right with anybody. So my point is, he has a cookbook, a lot of artificial sweeteners in there. But here's the thing. It actually works for him because he's done it. He eats them. He actually eats. If you go through his page, you'll see how often he's actually doing this stuff. But that doesn't change the fact that this man has a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline. He's been doing this for a very long time. He knows how to snap back. If he does do cheat meals, I don't know, I'm not sure. But if he does do cheat meals, he knows how to reel it back in. He knows how to use his cookbook to his advantage for days when he has cravings of this or that, and you get what I'm saying. Now, Paul Saladino is more on the side where you shouldn't have to count calories. You shouldn't have to count calories. You shouldn't have to think about what you're eating. You should just be able to consume food the way that we were supposed to be fed in the first place. All of these artificial sweeteners, all of these things that have been added, and so on and so forth, are things that are hurting us in the long run, because not everyone is disciplined, one, to just snap back after eating a certain way over a certain time. And you hear a lot of people have withdrawals, lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back, because they couldn't stay consistent on their meals. Not because their activity changed. It's usually because the eating side of things. And that's where the disconnect is between these two.
And why? Why? Well, studies show that those who consume artificial sweeteners actually consume fewer calories. And when tracked longitudinally, that means during the actual weight loss program and after, those who consumed non-nutrient sweeteners such as Diet Coke, in comparison to water, lost more weight, felt more full, and following the diet, they actually kept more of the weight off. The reality of the situation is that those who are consuming artificial sweeteners are actually at an advantage over those who do not. Well, my personal belief is that artificial sweeteners, they act similar to GLP-1 agonists. You know, like Ozempic or semaglutide, popular weight loss drugs being prescribed to people who are diabetic or those trying to lose weight. And so consider the fact that if you're replacing regular calories from carbs with those of artificial sweeteners, you're automatically consuming fewer calories. And if that results to increased signaling to the brain that you're satiated and full, well, you're going to consume fewer calories.
In this house, we obey the Lord.
Carbonated drinks do typically give you that feeling that as if you're full too. There's a lot of studies behind that too as well.
And since we're here on Earth and the laws of thermodynamics apply, if consuming artificial sweeteners results in lower calorie intakes, then the net result is going to be weight loss. And so in the end, are artificial sweeteners making you fat? Of course they're not. And so in the end, you can take my word for it and that of a meta-analysis, or you can listen to Liver King's former partner, Mr. Paul Saladino, who cherry picks one study, not about weight loss, and says artificial sweeteners, they're the devil, horrible, oh my goodness.
The sweetness doesn't match the amount of carbohydrates your body is expecting from these food and drinks. This confuses your body and leads to insulin resistance.
And so why do I think that Paul Saladino is worse than the Liver King? Well, because with the Liver King, 95% of people knew the Liver King was pure cookbook. But in comparison, Paul Saladino, he sounds intelligent, he's quoting studies, and so far more people are actually believing the nonsense that he's spewing. And so let me know in the comments section, as so many people disagree on this. Do you really believe that artificial sweetener?
All right, I think I think you get the point. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for that video in the caption. But to close out my point in even watching this video, just because one extreme and the other extreme are just completely different things doesn't mean they're wrong, But if you look at carnivore diet does a lot of things. It eliminates all types of cravings. Calories in, calories out. With any sweetener, it does not do that. It does not do that. So I think that's the major point that Paul Saladino is trying to make when he says certain things that he says. Like I said, you only got in a snippet. If you ever watch, you got to watch his full videos to really hear him kind of talk. Like I like to listen to people fully through. Instagram, social media platforms are typically 1 minute long, so you can't go in full detail. So you go to the extreme approach, which is sweeteners don't do this, sweeteners don't do that. And you just go straight to it, straight dive at it. So because the people who are constantly eating sweeteners that are trying to find out why they can't control their weight, they're going to go, oh, no, maybe that's the reason. And then they'll look more into it. And also, like I said, you got to kind of follow the money. His whole brand with Paul Saladino is the nature, the animal base, has a supplement line that is revolves around liver and things of that nature. So he's going to be consistent with that forever. Once again, that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means he truly believes that this system works. So he can double, triple down on it and be okay with it because it's not no moral issues, because it actually is helping people. Testimonies, he has testimonies, just like I got testimonies, just like Greg got testimonies on people that are following their system and it actually works. My point is, you have to try certain things to find out if it works for you. If you are one that lacks discipline, then Paul is 1,000% right. Paul is 1,000% right. This is going to make you binge back and jump back to eating your old type of ways. But if you do have discipline, you can follow along and you like food, but you won't let it control your life, then that cookbook and following calories in versus calories out and a more contemporary diet, lifestyle, then Coach Greg's way could work for you. I do want to challenge Coach Greg to actually do it for a month too. Also try the carnivore for a month so you can kind of get a different side and understanding so you can kind of follow, which I'm sure he probably won't. He doesn't have no need to, because why? You don't fix things that ain't broken, you know? So me, I'll use myself. I'll have a long spread of time where I'm following consistently and I'm doing it my way. But you see even a lot of with the bodybuilders, you see often with any people, their weight goes up and down, and they have to go, all right, let me reel it in, let me reset and reel it in so I can get my body weight, my body fat down, and then I can kind of ease back and relax after that. The truth be told, that should not happen. We should not be fluctuating, especially through the years. But with the carnivore diet, energy level high. Everything about like I said, I hate to keep overselling this thing because, like I said, I know calories in, calories out works, but I really feel good with this carnivore diet. Like it feels very, very good. Right now, I'm introducing different fruits, different foods, and so far zero complaints. I'm kind of just playing with it and trying to get a better understanding of what this really is and how it is. Once again, and I still do cheat days, which is my last point, to kind of lean more towards Paul's side. I use this weekend, for example. This weekend, my cheat day carried over a little bit. Granted, Monday through Friday up until my cheat day on Saturday, I'm not hungry. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not starving. Through the entire day, I feel lean. I feel good. I look good. I love the way I look. I don't have to do anything out of the ordinary from my normal training to make me feel like I need to push this way, push that way. I do my normal hour a day of working out. I'm not doing anything crazy. I do power, cardio, core every single day. And I eat twice a day, according to the carnivore diet. And I feel good. My energy level skyrocketed. Everything about me is just good. Like that's just the best way to put it. I really, it's hard to explain until, like I said, it's kind of one of those, you can't knock it till you try it. My point is, after my cheat day, when I say I was starving the next morning, I was starving this Monday. This Monday, I was starving. I haven't felt like that in a very long time. And why do I think that's the case? I think it's because the foods that we eat on our cheat days there's something in it. Like I said, it really truly backs up what Paul talks about. There is something in our food that they're putting in there that makes us hungry again, hungrier faster, makes us want to crave food, makes us want to desire certain types of food. If you're eating something too sweet all the time, you're going to want and crave certain things that we should not be obsessed with food the way we are. And it's mind-blowing to me that this is the case. But like I said, it is what it is. It's kind of unfortunate, but we've allowed the world to get to this point. There's a lot of foods that are banned in other parts of the country that we have right on our shelves that wouldn't touch their shelves because of the things that they're putting in their food. So once again, and I'll use Paul for example. Paul's a doctor. Once again, like I said in the beginning of the video, he left the field because of this exact same reason. So like I said, people are going to butt heads constantly on both sides of the spectrum because there's a group of people who do calories in, calories out, who see results. But I think, like I said, I think they just simply need to try it, because I would be on the same side as Coach Greg without question, bashing everybody that's like holistic, and I kind of look at them like people on carnivore look a certain way. You know what I mean? Like it's like a different view and perspective on life, and it's an extreme perspective. But once again, I don't think they're wrong at all, and I'm starting to become more lenient and lean towards that lifestyle and understand why people that are doing carnivore are the way they are. If you walk into a grocery store today, you will see about 70 to 80% processed foods that you probably shouldn't consume at all, but yet we do. Why? Because we've made it so food has become a ruler in our life, which is outrageous to me. But food should be something that we just simply eat to keep on moving throughout the day. We should not desire food the way we do. This is why I simply do a cheat day, 6 in 1. The foods that I would typically desire, I'll enjoy it on that one day. But outside of that Monday through Friday and Sunday, or Sunday through Friday, I'm eating according to plan. And I don't, like I said, I don't even want to call it a carnivore diet anymore. It's like I said, the animal-based or carnivore diet should not be included, because it is legitimately a lifestyle that if you don't try it, you will always think of it the same way someone like Coach Greg or someone like who hasn't tried it will view it. Can't knock it until you try it. Give it a shot. Well, that's all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Leave your comments and views below. If this was a good video, let me know. If you like more videos like this, let me know as well. Other than that, do the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. This may help somebody out. All of these videos, y'all see, like I said, I watch these videos myself, and they are helpful to me. And like I said, I'm able to have a different perspective and view on things because I'm simply trying them for myself and constantly trying to educate myself on these things as well. Other than that, see y'all next time.